Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to learn how to use the be verb in Korean. This is one of the most essential verbs I think in any language is the be verb, and it can be quite complicated, but it can also be a little easy if you just study a little bit. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you need to learn about is an infinitive. Okay, and an infinitive is an unconjugated verb, which basically means it's a verb that doesn't have a tense to it, right? So when you say I am hungry, that's present tense. I was hungry, that's past tense. I will be hungry, that's future tense. So for instance, that is the tense of the verb, right? So an infinitive is a verb with no tense. So it is not talking about past, present, or future. So in Korean, the infinitive is always followed by da. Okay, so what is an honorific? So in Korean culture is very important to conjugate the verb either in present, future, or past tense according to the speaker, right? So you can actually conjugate each verb in each tense in multiple ways to show level of respect or familiarity with who you're talking to. And this is very, very important in Korean because if you go up to somebody that's an elderly man and you use the low form of conjugating the verbs, he's going to be very, very angry. He's going to basically think you are slighting him on purpose. You are on purposely disrespecting this man. So you really need to understand the tense of the word, the honorific, what is called. So Korean verbs can be conjugated according to various politeness levels, right? And as I said, Korean culture values this form very, very strictly. So you have to do this. I cannot stress this more, right? I've seen many people think that it's just, oh, whatever, you can just go and speak whatever kind of way you want. And it really, really offends people and makes them upset. And I know it is very difficult to wrap your head around it, but it's the first thing you need to do is wrap your head around this. So here we have hada, right? And as you can see, it's an infinitive because it's followed by the da form. So generally, when there's a da at the end, it's usually the infinitive of a verb. And this is to do, right? So I do something, I will do, I did. And this is in present tense. These are the following present tense conjugations. So we start off with he. So he is to do something. It's the lowest form. You only really want to talk like this with your close friends, maybe your wife, husband, or your children. Very, very close, intimate people you are with. You only use this. Next one, you have handa, and this is a little more polite. So if you're maybe talking with some acquaintances, some people that are your friends but not super best friend, you can use handa. And here you have heyo, and this is very common when you put a yo after the verb. This is very common form. And when you go out in the street and you talk to people, you want to use heyo. When you go to the bus and you see somebody at the bus stop or you buy your coffee, you always want to use heyo. This is your everyday kind of speaking form that's not going to really offend anybody unless you are talking to certain people. Here we have hashayo, and this is just a little bit more polite than heyo, and it never hurts to use. Definitely, people definitely are receptive that you're using a little bit higher form, and they'll be nice, or it can make things go well accordingly. And then finally, we have hamnida, and this is your highest form, and this is what you want to talk to mostly with elderly people. So in Korea, they have a culture of respecting elderly people, so you want to show utmost respect to elderly people. So it's very good to use hamnida with them, and as well as somebody like your boss or maybe your grandparents, very specific people you will want to use this with, and they will appreciate it. And that's the beauty of the honorific is all you need to do is simply change the verb a little bit, and people will really appreciate the way you're talking to them, and they'll show respect back. So it really helps have social interaction go very smoothly when you do use the honorifics properly. So here we have imnida, and this is your verb of as we said, the ida verb in present tense at the highest form, right? So if you go out and just start using this anywhere you go, you will be fine. Nobody's gonna get angry at you. Nobody's gonna give you a bad look or anything. Actually, people are gonna think, wow, he's very polite or she's very polite. So go out and use imnida to express the verb to be. I am, you are, she is, etc. Imnida. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So here we have 저는 한국 사람입니다. And this means I am Korean. Okay, so 저는 is I, and that actually is the higher level. Pronouns as well do have politeness forms, but only two. They have the high form and the low form. So 저는 is the high form, and also 는 is attached to it, and that's a whole different story. We're going to make another video about that. That's actually a particle marker, a subject marker. It's a particle. And we have Korea. Korea is 한국. And when you add imnida to it, it means Korean. I am Korean. And 사람 is person. So Korean, person, I am, right? So you have to remember that Korean is a subject, object, verb, right? So SOV, subject, object, verb. Starts with the subject, I, and then goes to the object, which is Korean person, and then goes to the verb. So the verb is always at the end, and actually, because the verb's at the end, you can attach different things to the verb to change it. All the tenses are attached to the back of the verb, so it's quite interesting. If you're coming from a subject, verb object language, it can be quite interesting to see. It can be a little jarring too, right? Because it feels like you're speaking everything backwards or jarbled or whatever. But with practice and familiarity, it becomes second nature, and you automatically start putting the verb at the end and things like that, and it feels very natural. So we're going to take a look at some more practice. So here we have 저는 선생님입니다. So I am a teacher, right? So you already know 저는 and you know 입니다. So here's teacher, 선생님. I am a teacher. 저는 선생님입니다. Here we have doctor, which is 의사. 저는 의사입니다. I am a doctor. And then when you want to make it a question, you start off with you, right? Are you a singer? But in Korean, you start off with the subject, and you start off with 당신은. So this is the high form of you. This is the highest form of you, and I would suggest using this form when you talk to somebody, when you ask somebody a question. 당신은 가수입니다. And 가수 is singer, and you're probably wondering, why is it not da? It's ga. And that is because it is a question. So when you want to make it a question, you write imnika, right? Imnika, imnika. And the sang-giup, which is the two giuks there, the two G sounds, when there is two, you pronounce it with just a little bit more of a burst, right? So one would be ga, and two is ga. So you need to just kind of burst it out a little bit more, emphasize it per se, and that is how you ask a question. And here we have the standard question form, imnika, as I just talked about in the last slide. There you can see it again. So here we're going to talk about a very basic form of speech. It's casual, polite. It's, as I said, it's your everyday kind of go to the bus stop, buy a coffee, talk to a stranger. You want to use this form, all right? So for instance, it's yo, all right? So Minsu is a Korean name, in case you didn't know, and you know Chundun already. So, and yo, okay? So the actual ida, the verb to be, is ye in this case, and yo is the conjugation, the politeness level of conjugation is the yo. So we have 저는 민수예요. 저는 민수예요. So that means I am Minsu, okay? Next one. I am a student, right? So here we have 학생. 학생 is student, and why is it ye? Why is it iyeyo and not yeyo? That has to do with the 받침. So if you actually look right here, this is a consonant. So when there is a consonant right here in the 받침, it is I, A, yo. When it is a vowel in the 받침 here, U, it is ye, yo. So just to recap everything, when there's a vowel at the last part of the word before the verb, it is ye, yo. When there is a consonant in the last part before the verb, it is I, A, yo. 저는 학생이에요. And this has a slight intonation going down. 학생이에요. It slightly goes down, and this is relevant for our next point. 너는 학생이에요? So basically here, the intonation rises, right? And that's how you differentiate between a question and a statement while using the 예요 or 이예요 form. So 학생이에요. 학생이에요? So you can see it slightly rises up, and just to let you know, Korean is not a tonal language. I do not want to give you the idea that is something like Chinese where the tonations are rising and dropping and falling all the time. It is not the case. The sentence as a whole slightly rises up or slightly drops down to indicate that it is a sentence or to indicate that it is a question or a statement, and that is because there is no differentiation of the actual structure of the words themselves, but usually the context itself will let you know what the person's doing. But it is important to rise the intonation or drop it, specifically when you're asking a question. It's very important to say 학생이에요 or 학생이에요. So that's the difference. Okay, so here we're going to talk about another form, and this form is called banma, right? And you only want to use this form with your close friends, your children, your mother, your close family. This form is, I cannot stress enough that do not go out in public and use this form. You will get in big trouble. People will they'll scold you, they'll give you dirty looks. They'll be very upset if you go out and use this with people. So if you go out and you use this, people are going to get angry. It's going to turn you off to learning Korean. You might even just stop learning Korean altogether if you do this. So I cannot stress enough, this is not for everyday usage. 나는 학생이야. So if your friend asks you, are you a student? You say, 나는 학생이야. So 이야, right? And once again, with the 받침 here is a 이응, and therefore it is 이야. And it is as I said, dropping intonation. Next one is 너는 민수야? Are you 민수? And you have to rise the intonation. 너는 민수야? 너는 민수야? 나는 학생이야. 나는 민수야. And once again, if you look here, the last part of the unit is a vowel. And because it's a vowel, it is ya at the end. Okay, so now we're going to get into past tense, and it's a little more complicated, but it's not so much. So as long as you study this and review it, it's not so hard. So here we go. When you want to talk about past tense, the word was or were is 이었어요. 저는 학생이었어요. I was a student, right? And this, since it has a yo, it's your everyday form. Co-workers, acquaintances, workers, people you come into contact in your everyday, on the streets when you're out and about. 저는 학생이었어요. I was a student. And here, as we see again, 학생 has a 이응 in the 받침. So the 받침 is the bottom part of the unit. So therefore it is 이였어요. And actually this 시옷 here jumps into here. So it's 이였어요. So this little guy here moves into this spot right there. 학생이었어요. And in the next one, we have a very, very polite form. It's very good to use. It never hurts to use this form, trust me. 저는 학생이었습니다. So this is the 습니다 or imnida. 습니다 is your highest form of present tense and is very good to use with people. And 학생이었습니다. And you want to use this with your grandparents because elderly people are to be respected. Elderly people in general, your boss, anyone that has a high status people. When the superintendent's coming into your work to check out everything, you want to use this form and it shows respect for that person's position, which is a staple of Korean culture. And then finally, once again, I got the warning there. This is your banmar, and actually in this case, you just drop the yo off it, and 나는 학생이었어. And that is your for your close friends, your best friend, your husband, your wife, your children, etc. Things like that. Once again, do not go out and use this in public. People will get very angry with you. That's just how Korean culture works, and you need to accept that as a reality if you want to learn Korean. And lastly, we have future tense. So starting off, we have 저는 학생일 거예요. And basically, if you look very closely, you can see that the verb 이다 is connected into the form of 릴 거예요. So basically, chop off the da, which makes it an infinitive, and drop the e into the 릴 거예요 form, and you will find that most verbs fit exactly like this into the format, and it is very convenient and easy to do. Korean was made to be simple and to be fit all the verbs. So I will make a video in the future talking about how to do this. Secondly, we have 저는 학생일 겁니다, and you want to use this as a very polite form with high status people. And secondly, I would not want to use this with a child or a baby. It just sounds very weird to be talking so formally to a child like, "Excuse me, sir, may I ask you where the bathroom is?" It just sounds a little weird. And lastly, we have 나는 학생일 거예요, and this is for friends and very close people like your wife or your mom or something like that, and you do not want to use this in public or you will get in big trouble. And once again, 나는 here is the low form of 저는. So here we have advanced study. So I'm just going to give you some very useful words to know in Korean. So obviously, if you want to learn the mechanics of a language, you need to know the who, what, where, when, and why. So those 5 words are staples of any language if you want to talk about just about anything. So in this case, 어디예요? Where is it, right? So if you want to know where the bathroom is or something like that, if you come to Korea and you want to you need to look, you're looking for something like the bathroom, 화장실 어디예요? So 어디예요, and 어디 is where, and 예요 is 예 is the verb, and 요 is the politeness form. 어디예요, which is where. And here we have 누구, which means who, and 예, which is the verb here, because every sentence, these are actually sentences here. Every sentence needs a verb. So you have 예, which is a sentence because it's a vowel here. And same with here, a vowel here. So 예. And yo, which is a politeness. So who are you, or who is it? Or who is that? And we have what. And what actually has a few forms. And it can change depending on how you write in the sentence, but that's for more further study, and I'll make a video for you guys if you're curious. So 뭐 means what, 예, yo, what is it? What is that? Is 뭐예요. And then when is 언제. 언제예요. When is it? 언제 is when. And why? 왜요. And for some reason, I don't know why, maybe somebody here can find out, why does not use ye. It does not use the verb ida. It's considered a verb within itself, and it's way yo. Way yo. It means why. And that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like this channel, if you like this video, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed making this video, and I'd love to make a lot more. So if you're willing to support this channel, please just give me one click. All it takes is one click to subscribe, and I'd really appreciate that. And it'll ensure that there'll be plenty more content coming very regularly. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.